evenly matched right now. They're both sort of playing a very similar style. Maybe a Brad Green potentially could make it different, and I don't know.
Oh, it's poked loose by the Flyers, and Evan Walshe off to the races. Thank you very much.
The Bristol Flyers, they've been in total control of this game since the second quarter. And another mental lapse here for the 89ers.
Yep.
He's on the floor. Just give the ball to Keedy Johnson, please. Good defense. Walshe penetrates, draws a foul. He gets the M1. Evan Nobley will go to the free throw line, but I want them to give the ball to Keedy Johnson.
Sherfield, Walshe, left wide open. That's dangerous.
Again, London went for the gamble. Penetration. Oh, I tell you what, they were cold. Not as cold as Canada, but you know, I used to go watch the Red Claws play. And just to know, Jaden Dallaire lived in the exact same town I did in the USA.
There you go. Evan Walshe thought about a three, decided to go to the Euro step, goes as high as you possibly can off the glass, and still gets it to fall.
And Kapoulis infuriated.
Johnson, surprised he didn't get fouled there. They let him play on. Walshe finds it and hits another one.
For Michael Brisker.
Yeah, that was a tough shot off the glass.
Walshe driving to the hoop, gets the friendly bounce.
Equally tough shot from Walshe. We just talked about how he goes downhill, changes direction, had the strength to finish the play, and he'll find himself going to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, and one opportunity for Evan Walshe. Walshe goes down towards the basket, tough shot off the glass and in. Beautiful play from Evan Walshe. Walshe from the corner. Got it, rattled around but down. He's probably the smallest player on the floor, but he's got such a big presence on defense as Walshe drives down the lane. High off the glass and in. Walshe on the ball, brings in the front court, gets a little speed going, takes it to the hoop, off the glass and in. You could just see before that Gareth Fields would go all the way, wasn't he? Half time, because we have an interview with Evan Walshe, who's on the ball now. Into the lane. Goes one way, goes the other, off the glass and in. Stick that in the highlight reel. Pass inside to Evan Walshe. Tough shot doesn't go. Gets an opportunity, able to put it in. Wonderful hustle from Evan. Evan drives down the lane. Gets it to go somehow. Thought he lost control of it. Still able to get the basket.
Great build-up, patient offense. Walshe quickly, coast to coast, off the glass and in, and that's what Evan Walshe can do. That's trademark.
Remember him playing the FIBA Euro Cup for the Lions. Never played the league games of EBL. As Walshe puts it up, puts it down. Three for Evan Walshe, and he blows a kiss to the bench. Sherfield. Back to Robinson, guarded by White. Turnaround, comes up short. There's Walshe. Puts it up. Gets it to go. Lovely from Evan Walshe.
To take a double-digit lead, and that will be their biggest lead of the game if they do it.
Keedy Johnson, the hot hand, gives it up to McCormack. Walshe from the wing. Got it! That's what Evan Walshe does well. McCormack gives up to Louis. Shot clock below 10. Back outside, Walshe. Down the middle, gets it to go, and he enjoyed that one. Don't want to get this back to single digits if they can help it. Walshe from the corner, got it. Another three for Evan Walshe. Phoenix turn it up a notch now on defense. Walshe finds an ounce of daylight, takes it to the hoop and scores, says, I don't just score threes, you know, I can get twos too.
McCormack into an awkward spot, needs some help. Here's Walshe cutting to the basket, and he's on the scoreboard straight away.
Across court, that's great because the defense can't shift in time.
Well, Holden doesn't make many threes. He doesn't take that many. He's only made 4 coming into this game. He's made 2 tonight as Walshe makes a lot of shots like that. Walshe just had enough to get that over the rim. McCormack backing down. 5 on the shot clock. Walshe fires up the triple. Walshe knocks it down. Wow.
Well, Evan Walshe.
The remaining 13 minutes. And bear in mind, they've only scored 40 to this point. As Walshe makes it 42. Walshe for 3. banks one in.
Sometimes you need your fortune to change, and
in this game so far, and it's the 1-3 that hasn't dropped this afternoon. Johnson, nice pass to find Walshe going back door. Beautiful vision from the Flyers point guard. Screen from McCormack. Petey Johnson weaving his way. Walshe for three, knocks it down. And the floodgates have opened for Bristol Flyers. We have ourselves a three-point field goal.
That felt a long time.
It's stolen away by the Flyers. Here's Johnson. Finds Lewis. Extra pass for Walshe. And Evan Walshe, a quick 5-0 run.
Oh, Walshe drives all the way to the hoop, gets a bounce to score, and we're tied at 2. And high advantage, but decides to get it out to Walshe. He needs to do something with it. Shot clock starting to run down. Walshe puts out a tough shot. Somehow got it to go.
A cup final to go for. There's still league play, playoff play.
As Walshe drives all the way to the basket and scores. Lewis. Outside to Walshe. Shot is good. So it is back to a 20-point lead. Walshe drives. Oh wow! Falling down, managed to get that shot in.
Louis, and this little juggle. Is he going to get it back under control? Yes, he is. Back outside, then inside goes the shot for Bristol. He's going to have a big game if they're going to turn this one around. They keep it in just with Louis, who did pretty well. And they'll rotate. They'll go baseline. They'll look for a way up and in, and then it goes 2 more for Evan Walshe. Evan Walshe. 3-point attempt is all the way in. All the way in. Takes him to 7. 20-11. Sharks are at 2. Now, can Bristol have a quick reply? Yes, they can. It's by Evan Walshe, who goes into double figures already. He's on 10. Interesting stuff happening in Leicester right now. He's on 10 hooks for a little longer. Johnson. Lovely pass inside. And what's
8 seconds of the third quarter. Tough defense. Will they get something off? Strong drive. And he gets there. What a play to beat the buzzer. Evan Walshe.
Trophy. They were 6-2 in the group stages. Now marks the opening game of the regular season. Evan Walshe knocks down the triple, and Bristol Flyers. Walshe spins past Austin. Walshe with the Euro step and puts it in for 2.
Looking to attack the basket, draws in the defender, finds Kristen in the corner for the 3. Julian Blige knocks it down.
Ball into Evan Walshe, who rolls around the rim and gets the drop. Now finds McCormack. Back to Evan Walshe. Screen comes from Smith. Evan Walshe dances his way to the rim, and he puts it in off the glass. Sherfield swings to Walshe. He goes downhill, off the glass and in. And Evan Walshe with that immediate impact. Screen comes from Moore. Lewis nowhere to go. Great defense by the Flyers. And Walshe going to the basket. Reverse layup. Sherfield. Comes up with Walshe. Fires up for 3. Drains the 3. Finds Walshe. Walshe turning the corner. Evan Walshe all the way to the bucket. Off the glass and in. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Evan Walshe turning the corner. Puts it on the floor. Puts it in and 1. A trip to the line, 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Opens the door for Bristol. Walshe fakes it. Walshe makes it. And Flyers lead by 2.
He was brought back this season. Yeah, definitely. Well, here's the slashing by Evan Walshe, and simply, I said it. Yeah. I did say it pregame. One of the best. Tell you what, I want a Petey Johnson jersey for Christmas. Walshe, he'll fire the 3, and just like that, it's a 5-0 run. The resilience of the Bristol Flyers. Yeah. Now Flyers have numbers. Johnson's got 23. And Walshe goes in for the tip-in and giving Bristol the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Gets them second guessing.
Well, good take by Evan Walshe.
Good take.
Louis inside the key. Nowhere to go. Finding Evan Walshe. They go under the screen. 3 is up. And the 3 is good. Walshe makes them pay.
Walshe spinning. That is classic Evan Walshe.
So that's Skylar's third.
It is, and Walshe gets to the rim for 2.
Lovely move from Walshe.
Bristol ball from the end.
Ryder showing his own here on the inbounds. Give it up to Walshe on the drive. Nice head fake and step through.
Robinson with the rebound.
This is a good opportunity here for Bristol. Nice tape by Evan Walshe.
That's what he does. It's what Rob Paternostro talked about in the pregame.
They will want to be a little bit careful here, Leicester, because as we've said, there's a lot of shooting weapons. Nice tape by Evan Walshe there.
Well, Bristol have to shoot the ball because the shot clock is still on. And Walshe is going to shoot it, and he's going to score, but it's not going to be enough.
Nearly double the amount of 3-point attempts and 2-point attempts there, but that drag back there to create the space.
It's created at the other end by Evan Walshe.
Samuels. Robinson with position inside, guarded closely by Defoe. Here comes a double from Spencer. Now finds Walshe, spins, puts it up. It's going to count it, and 1. And Evan Walshe will guddle a line for a bonus.
Yeah, just saw Coach Stootle there. He was
6 first quarter points for Seneca Knight. Here's Walshe. Shot clock at 3. Walshe to the basket. Evan Walshe, a beautiful reverse layup off the glass.
You talk about modern day basketball and the players able to get to the basket, knock down threes. Just a good showcase so far.
And down Landolfi. Oh, it's stripped away by Keely Johnson. Active hands once again. Lewis, Walshe puts it in off the glass. But at the halfway point, it is Bristol Flyers that lead this one, 52 points to 39 in a preview of the SLB Trophy.
Here's Abercrombie open for 3. Oh, Thompson, I think, thought it might bobble in. Here's Walshe, surely now Bristol on the board. Yes, indeed, Evan Walshe in the open court.
Good activity and persistence there from Shelton. I thought the original move was good.
Walshe quickly off the glass. Is there time for Leicester? Hunter drops it off to Jackson, trying to feed it to Thompson, but McCormack's in the way. Walshe, as he always is, out in front, and he's so good at that.
Mentality in the group, and he's just trying to figure out ways. I mean, you've got to remember, Coach Kabulis is a guy that's been through this before, many times before, so he understands what he needs to do to perhaps...
Knocks down the shot.
Scott Grayson trying to thread the needle, another turnover. It's a terrible start for Cheshire. 15-0 down inside 4 minutes.
And that one, Austin Jr. didn't see him coming.
Walshe now trying to join in the 3-point party, and why not? Evan Walshe's first triple of the game. Lewis. Here's Robinson again. Out to Walshe, looking for another one. Why not? Evan Walshe. Well, while you're here, 3 minutes ago, you might as well push that record out as far as you can and let anybody who comes after you see if they can chase it down. 115 now for the Flyers. Won those 2 league games by a combined total of 10 points. So as Walshe gets to the rim and a chance to push it to 120.
Attacking the basket again. We saw him get fouled on his way last time. Finishes it this time really quick and strong to the basket.
Walshe for 3, knocks it down.
Spot there. I think Coach Kabulis was looking for the goaltend, not given, and that set the lines off on the break.
Evan Walshe responds with a baseline 3. Walshe. Robinson sets the screen. Walshe going downhill, puts it up high off the glass. Robinson with the offensive rebound, back into Walshe, and he finishes for 2 off the window. Evan Walshe playing the point guard on this possession. He fires up for 3 and he drains it. And the lead is once again back down to 6. Johnson gets it into Walshe. Shot clock at 3. Walshe has to go to work. Evan Walshe with the teardrop, puts it in, and timeout by the London Lions.
And then just roll to the basket really quickly. Good pass. Good.
Well, there's the Spanish pick and roll set for Robinson. And Evan Walshe take it to the bucket. Interesting when going back to Dame Delicate. And now the Flyers have numbers. Johnson makes the pass, finds Evan Walshe, and that's an easy finish for the Flyers.
Nice transition there.
He is the #1 from the three-point line. Well, nice take by Evan Walshe. And that's what he does best. Yeah. You feel like this game could go right down to the wire. Good, it goes to the ISO. And here we go. Flyers looking to regain the lead. And there you see from Evan Walshe finishing. Pick and roll now, McCormack, but he fumbles it, finds Walshe. Walshe penetrates, a little floater, and he gives the Flyers the lead. Sorry has that one foul to give. There's a kick out. Walshe, big time three. Cool.
30. Is Walshe up and under. Beautiful little shot from him. Lovely little floater. And Walshe down the other end as quickly. And there you talked about that. Aaron Wright in full speed has to turn it back, and a turnover. Walshe comes down and answers right back.
Yeah.
But you're right about that. Here's Keely Johnson in full speed. Walshe baseline drive. He makes that shot way difficult than he needed to. And then there he gets that one to go.
Good take there from Evan Walshe. He sticks with the play. Probably should have made the first layup, but
Kind of twisted his body like he was trying to go for the foul, maybe.
he's really come alive, Michael Brisker has, this second half.
And then Evan Walshe answers right back with his own bucket. Little dump off for Dallaire, but gets blocked by Robinson.
Great defensive play there by Robinson.
And Walshe in the corner. Does he hit it? Yes, splashes it in. Perhaps the ball would have been an easy finish. 4 seconds on the clock. Walshe looks up, drives, and reverse layup, and it goes in.
Tough layup there from Evan Walshe. Tough layup.
The depth of the squad as well. You know, you look at 1 to 10, and the quality coming off the bench. Shelton coming off the bench. Connor Washington.
Yeah, it's very hard to, at that point. It's a great move and great take by Evan Walshe as he slithers his way through the lane.
As this game could potentially be slipping away. Walshe kind of hides behind Robinson and flips it up with the left hand. Louis off the screen, over to Walshe, talked about his improvement from beyond the arc, and he's flexing as he hushes the crowd.
Eyeing it a little bit. I think it's, in my opinion, it has to be DeMond Robinson. It could easily be Keely as well, though.
Well, Walshe says, what about me? As he buries his second three.
Again, wants to get going. Tough finish, though, over the back. Walshe dancing through, ball's high, Spielman's there. And he's going to get the and one. Bristol Flyers usually do such a good job on those boards as well. Lovely find inside for Walshe, and not a single Gladiators player near him.
Waves away the screen from McCormack, calls up for a screen from Lewis. Louis blows past his defender. Walshe winds up for three and knocks it down. And a mismatch with Hunter on him. Gets it back in once again. Hunter calling for help from his defender. Here it comes. Back out to Evan Walshe. He goes downhill, scoops it up, scoops it in. An incredibly tough finish. Now Walshe on the wing. All the way to the hole. Evan Walshe takes it right to the heart of the Manchester defence off the glass for two. Louis. Out to Johnson. Thought about the three. He puts it on the floor. Picks up his dribble. Nice pass to find Evan Walshe. Cutting back door. And down Zore. Kicks out to Walshe. He puts it on the floor. Evan Walshe glides to the basket and gets it to go. Louis, screen from McCormack. Louis looking to find Walshe going back door into a double team. Gets it off and gets it in through the outstretched arms of two defenders.
Yeah, Leslie Smith did well to stay in front of Dallaire. Uses those long strides.
Walshe, he's left wide open for three and drains it.
Alain Louis looking for a sub. Looks a bit gassed out there.
Walshe puts it on the floor this time, and once again, Flyers attacking the baseline drive.
Walsh going all the way to the basket, lays it in. Louis. Walsh lines up a three, knocks it down.
To reach the fifth of two, threw it away sadly, but now Francis Nixon will have to try and guard the man at the other end. Unable to do so, so that will be 2 for Evan Walsh.
Offensive rebound, new 14 for the Flyers. Walsh up against Spielman, all the way to the hole. Evan Walsh. It won't be an over and back because it came off the Gladiators, but the shot clock's down at 2. Lewis has to shoot, can't get it to go. There's Evan Walsh on the follow. And again, bobbles in and out. Rebounded by Robinson this time. Walsh going downhill to the basket, all the way off the glass and in. McCormack open inside. Gladiators back to this zone defense. Johnson drives inside. Walsh fakes the three, puts it on the floor, all the way to the hole. It was great patience by the Flyers. Louis looking to go back door. Finds Walsh. Corner three ball. Walsh drains it. Here's Walsh. Robinson rolling to the basket. Finds McCormack. Now inside to Robinson. Here comes the double. Out to Walsh. Walsh for three. Walsh strings it from downtown. McCormack hands off with Lewis. Now top to Keedy Johnson. Tries past his defender. Johnson pulls back. Beautiful pass inside. And Evan Walsh with the finish. Walsh. He drives inside, going downhill, high off the glass.
Try not to rush those three-point shots or try and take it on the whole Surrey defence.
Walsh going to the basket. He lays it in. Count it and one. And Evan Walsh to the line for a three-point play.
I think they're able to still do that same style of basketball. As a team, the lines are very, very deep. They got a lot of guys that may not every night score, but they have, 3, 4, 5 different guys that can put up 20.
Losing the handle for Kendall Lewis. Gets it back to Walsh. Evan Walsh might be the guy as he goes toe-to-toe with Aaron Ryan, gets the better off the glass. Alain Louis back into the game. Walsh has it poked away momentarily, regathers, drives the lane, Euro steps across, and they're going to give it to him with a block, and the and one as Kieran Sandy is down hard on the deck. Walsh, McCormack, Key Johnson left open for three. Fakes twice, gives it back to Walsh across court, and third time's a charm. Evan Walsh finally puts his hand there and said, what do I have to do to get a three to fall?
That's one of his favorite spots for the three-pointer.
Walsh going downhill, count it and one. And Evan Walsh will guddle a line for a three-point play.
As you mentioned, this is what I love about Evan's game. You just don't know.
Louis hesitates, looking for McCormack, thought about the three, now going to back down on Spielman. Oh, nice dime. And Owen McCormack's got his fingerprints all over this one.
Walsh against Ifeje, launches for three, nets it. Oh, that's a long two. Just not that time, but another offensive board for the Flyers. Walsh alone outside the three-point line, ties the game at 46. He does step it up when he needs to, when his team needs him to. As Robinson gets the ball inside, hands off to the rim. Walsh.
That was a great pass by Robinson on there.
10 seconds. Samuels finds McCormack. McCormack, three. Bounces out. Walsh with the rebound and puts it back in. In the corner, finds Walsh again. Time winding down, 5 seconds. Walsh, scoop layup. Oh, it's a tough shot off the glass.
Makai Ashton Langford, we know the impact he has on the game, and he'll need it in this fourth quarter.
Evan Walsh just making tough shot after tough shot.
Really 19-point lead. Evan Walsh, though, makes it to the basket despite the pressure from Josh Ward-Hibbert.
A little bit. I think they're much more better when they're some patient.
Walsh downhill, gets it to go in transition. And that is textbook Evan Walsh going downhill.
Outlet, knocking down that mid-range jumper.
Walsh going downhill. Evan Walsh to the basket. Count it and the foul. And Evan Walsh, we spoke about it in the build-up. Walsh coming off the screen. And Niners caught napping on the inbounds pass. And McCormack almost turns it over. He gets it back in the end. Here he is backing down. Walshe for three, strings it, and boy is that a much needed triple for the Bristol Flyers as the fans cheer here at the Wise campus. Here's Walshe for three, Walshe drains the three, and suddenly the Niners are holding off the Flyers. They're doing everything they can to hold them off. Walshe to the basket, lays it up and in. And once again, it is a 1-point game. Walshe turns the corner, driving inside. Oh my goodness, what a finish. Evan Walshe puts the Flyers on top by one. Here's Elaine Louis. Evan Walshe into the game, fires up a three and knocks it down. 4-point lead for the Riders. Walshe with a head full of steam. And that is textbook Evan Walshe going downhill. McCormack comes up to set the screen. Robinson rolling to the basket. Ends up with McCormack. Extra pass to Walshe for three. And Evan Walshe knocks down his second three.
Forearm just to give him a bit of space to protect the ball as he went to the basket.
Here's Robinson. Nice pass inside to Walshe. Just about squeezes it in for two.
Walshe. Little glance at the clock. It's down to 6. He's going to take the three. Finally, they're on the board.
Big shot there from Evan Walshe. Boy, did they need that one. And
Ekwe pumps on the three. Walshe relocates. And he knocks down the triple.
Nice controlled move there from Evan Walshe. It means that I don't have to have a calculator sitting next to me and everything. I can enjoy the game for what it is without having to try and tax myself too much.
Oh, a 4-point play here for Walshe. Abercrombie caught him in the face and it bounced nicely for Evan.
Wow, it's bounced nicely for him from the perimeter all day today. He's 3 for 3 from the three-point line. He has been immaculate from that distance.
Shot clock getting low here for Evan Walshe. Gets it away in time and he just hooks it in.
Nice finish there, Evan Walshe.